very appropriate about food, and I prepared a handout sheet. I'll give you what my suggestions are for eating and drinking, my two favorite topics. So if y'all could pass these going back and forward this way and so forth. The main concepts that you need to keep in mind in terms of eating and drinking are, first of all, not to overeat. Too much carbohydrate loading tomorrow can and will lead to unloading during the event. And that can be embarrassing and can be avoided too. So the concept is, after a certain time that depends on the individual, somewhere between 2 and 5 p.m., you need to start into minimalizing the food that you're taking in. Generally, during the last 3 to 5 hours, I have found it best on an evening event to not have a lot of stuff in your gut. So that means throughout the day tomorrow, eat food regularly so that your blood sugar does not go down, but that you're not having a whole lot that's there sitting when you're out there running. Because there's very little blood flow that goes to the gut when you run, and your system doesn't like stuff there, and I don't need to say any more. So anyway, there's a guideline. If you have any questions about it, I will be around all day. I'm going to be at the Run Disney booth and giving clinics, and I'd love to talk about any of this stuff. The only other thing that I really wanted to hit before we run is the run, walk, run method, and how this can really save your legs, allow you to run faster at the end. It really goes back to what Brooks was telling you about, and that is running can be adverse on the human body. Obviously, we can adapt to running continuously, but we will pay for that. I've talked to a number of anthropologists who study ancient man, and they tell me that ancient man was probably designed to run about 200 meters, and that was it. Now again, we can adapt, but if we insert the right frequency of walk breaks, we can keep resuscitating our muscles and our tendons and our joints. They never have to be used up. So the general rule of thumb that I have used is as follows. 9 minute per mile pace, run 4 minutes and walk 1. 10 minutes per mile is 3 and 1. 11 minutes per mile is 2 and 1 or 2 and a half and 1. 12 minutes per mile, 2 and 1. 13 minutes per mile, 1 and 1. 14 minutes per mile, 30 seconds and 30 seconds. And then when you go slower than that, you actually walk more than you run. But what this allows, based on now having heard from about 100,000 people who picked this up, some of them for the first time in a race, they're the ones who are passing people at the end, feeling good, recovering fast. So, are there any questions about either the eating or the walk breaks or anything else before we run? Yes.